January 1943. The train stopped with a brutal jolt. I was 17 years old when I stepped down onto that platform at Auschwitz-Birkenau. My name is Jakob Weinstein, and this is the story of how I dug my own grave and survived to tell it. The cold cut like blades. Around us, SS soldiers screamed incomprehensible orders. Dogs barked. Women and children were forcibly separated from the men. My mother held my face one last time. "Be strong, Jacobi. Survive." Those were her last words. That same night, I found out that she and my younger sister had been sent directly to the gas chambers. But I didn't know that yet. I still had hope. For 3 months, I worked on the construction of barracks, 14 hours a day, with thin soup and a piece of hard bread. I saw men fall from exhaustion and be dragged away like garbage. May 1943, a regular day of forced labor, until it wasn't anymore. An SS officer, Hauptscharfer Muller, came to our group during work. He chose 20 men. I was one of them. "You come with me," he ordered. We were taken to a remote area of the forest, beyond the fences of the main camp. They gave us shovels. The ground was still partially frozen. Muller lit a cigarette and said with absolute coldness, "You will dig graves. 3 meters long, 2 meters wide, 1.5 meters deep. When you're finished, you'll have fulfilled your purpose." I understood immediately. We were digging our own graves, the sound of the shovels piercing the earth, sweat freezing on our backs. Some men cried silently, others prayed. I just dug, my mind empty, my arms moving automatically. Next to me, an older man named Samuel whispered, "My son is your age. If you survive, tell him his father died with dignity." I promised. We dug for 6 hours. When the graves were ready, Muller made us line up at the edge of them. 20 men, 20 graves. I looked into the hole I had dug, the damp earth, the uneven walls. It would be my final rest. The guards raised their weapons. I closed my eyes. I thought of my mother, my sister, Samuel, and his son. Then, a distant sound, sirens, airplanes. An Allied bombing hit the industrial area near the camp. Chaos ensued. Guards ran for cover. Orders were shouted in German. Total confusion. Muller hesitated for just a second, but it was enough. He ran, and the other guards followed him. For an impossible moment, we were alone. 20 condemned men, standing at the edge of their own graves. "Run!" someone shouted. We didn't think. We ran into the forest. Some were shot in the back. I heard Samuel fall, but I kept running, bleeding, stumbling, until I could run no more. I survived 3 days in the forest. I drank water from muddy puddles, ate tree bark. I was sure I would die from the cold or hunger. On the 3rd day, a Polish family found me unconscious. They risked their lives to hide me in their barn for 8 months. Maria and Joseph Kowalski, anonymous heroes who never asked for anything in return. When the Soviets liberated the region in January 1945, I weighed 40 kilograms. I was more dead than alive. I returned to my hometown. My house had been looted. My family exterminated. Of all my relatives, only a distant cousin had survived. I immigrated to Israel in 1949. I built a new life. I married, had 3 children, and 8 grandchildren. But I never forgot that day when I dug my own grave. For years, I didn't speak about it. The pain was too great. But I realized that my silence would be their final victory. So, I began telling my story. I kept my promise to Samuel. I found his son in 1967. I told him that his father died praying, with dignity, thinking of him. Today, at 98 years old, I still visit schools. I still tell this story. Because as long as there is a survivor to testify, the world cannot forget. I dug my own grave in Auschwitz, but I refuse to lie in it.